name is Prashant. I'm working as a MuleSoft architect. So in this today's session, I'll walk you through with one latest feature, which is generating the API documentation with the Einstein's Generative AI. So with this feature, we can generate the automated documentation for our APIs, which are published to Endpoint Exchange. Okay, so this is the base location of the documentation, and as it is an initial version, it only supports the REST APIs as of now, and along with that, single file format is also is only supported. But there are few things which are not yet supported, but of course that will be coming in the next upcoming release. So before getting started, we need to first enable the Einstein for our Anypoint platform. So this is the step one, which we are going to do now. So enabling the Einstein for Anypoint platform organization. So for me, it's a trial account. Whatever I'm showing right now, it's a trial account. So for trial account, it's by default enabled, and we can start using that, by default. But for the enterprise customer accounts, you need to follow some process so that this will be enabled and you can start using it. So we need to first enable to the Salesforce organization, and we'll get a step-by-step guide on how to do it in these links. I'll paste these links in the description sections. And once that is enabled, then we will enable that for the Anypoint platform organization. So it's a simple step we need to do, and all that details is right here in this documentation. So for us, the first part is completed. Now let's move to the second part. So in this today's session, right? Let's create a sample YAML file and let's publish that to Exchange, and let's see how we can use this feature to generate the documentation automatically. So for that, I already have one YAML file, ready with me, and this is a sample YAML file, which is basically a customer management API, which is secured by the OR2, and it is basically allows the the consumers to create, retrieve, update, or delete the customer records in the respective backends. It has two endpoints. The first one is customers, which has two methods, get and post. Get will retrieve all the list of customers from the respective backend, and post will allow you to create a new customer in the respective backend. Okay, and for next endpoint, if you want to search any customer by their specific ID, then we have a separate get endpoint for that, get method for that endpoint. We can use that. We need to just pass the ID of the customer. If you want to update anything for that customer in that respective backends, we need to pass the details of that customer by passing their ID in the URI parameter. And at last, if you want to delete that record from that backend, we need to just pass the customer ID and it will be deleted. So just a simple YAML file. I'll quickly copy it, and let's go to the design center. Let's create a sample customer management API. Okay, and once that is created, I'll quickly paste the thing which I've already copied. And if you want, we can just do a mocking service. Let me quickly do it for some random methods. So I've selected put method. I'll just pass the ID. Then we have the request body. In this way, we have client ID and client secret. I'm just passing some dummy values as of now, and we have some scopes as well. So I'll just make it as something like write and send. So this way we can test if our API is providing the expected output. I think, okay, I made some mistake here. I'll just Control Z. Okay, abort, send it again. Yeah, we got it. Okay, now let me quickly publish that to Exchange with the default asset version and API version. Okay, let me maybe change the version to something else, asset version. Okay, it's getting published, might take a few more seconds. I should see it here in this. Okay, it's published now. After refreshing it, yeah, that's where it is. Sorry, 100. Let me refresh it once. Yeah, so that's our And this is that option which I was talking about. So once you click this generate documentation, it will read your YAML file and it will organize the documentation in this format, which we have defined here. So it will first list down what is the overview and purpose of the API, along with the authentication requirement and security details. Along with that, it will list down the base URL and environments, and the most important, the endpoint documentation, including all the subtypes for that, along with error handling, status code, best practices for implementation, and code snippet, if any, right? So this is the format in which it will create the documentation for you. And yeah, that's ready. If you see the documentation, it has created a very, very good, documentation with proper detail of each and every endpoint, each and every artifacts, which will be helpful for any new developer to, to understand what this API is doing and to start using this API if they want to use this in their project. Okay. And at last we can just publish it.